Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on a journey many of us are on, or maybe soon will be. We're talking about navigating those fascinating, sometimes, well, bewildering middle school years. Specifically, we're zeroing in on how families can genuinely partner with schools to support students. And we're doing this all within the framework and vision of Forsyth County Schools. Now, our insights for this deep dive, they aren't just theoretical ideas. They actually come directly from materials shared by South Forsyth Middle and Riverwatch Middle. So these sources give us a really clear ground level view of the Lambert community's approach to student success. And they offer some incredibly practical strategies we can all learn from. We're going to unpack essential tools like the parent portal, get a handle on the real purpose behind universal screening, explore how to build that crucial independence and leadership in our kids, and really importantly, underscore the foundational importance of consistent attendance.
Exactly. And our mission here, as always, is to pull out the most potent, actionable nuggets of wisdom from these materials, things that empower you, the listener, to connect and collaborate even more effectively with your child's school. We'll be weaving in those broader goals, the Forsyth County Learner Profile, the strategic plan, and those vital AIM goals. Because, and this is what the sources really highlight, this isn't just about grades or classroom success. It's truly about preparing students to thrive in life long after they leave the school halls.
That's a great point. And, for those wondering, when we mention things like the learner profile or the strategic plan or AIM goals, these aren't just abstract educational buzzwords, right?
Not at all.
Think of the learner profile as like the school's blueprint for raising well-rounded individuals, kids who aren't just knowledgeable, but also critical thinkers, great communicators, resilient problem solvers. The strategic plan is basically the district's roadmap to get there, and the AIM goals. They're specific, measurable targets, keeping everyone focused on student readiness and success.
It's all connected.
Yeah, exactly. Making sure our kids are ready for what's next. Okay, so let's dive into our first essential tool then, the parent portal. Our sources describe it as your family's single source of truth.
And that's a pretty accurate description, honestly.
Yeah, it really seems like the central hub for staying informed about, well, everything happening with your students' academic life. So through this portal, you can track attendance records,
Right.
see their current grades, check class schedules,
Assignments.
review assignments, and access important school announcements, too.
It's quite comprehensive.
It really gives you that real-time overview.
And getting started is designed to be incredibly simple, really straightforward. You can download the Campus Parent app directly to your smartphone. Lots of parents find that super convenient.
Oh, yeah, an app is always easier.
Definitely. Or you can log in through the Forsyth County Schools website if you prefer a desktop view. But here's something often overlooked, but I think incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Taking a few minutes to customize your notification preferences.
Ah, okay.
That-
Tell me more about that.
Well, you can set up alerts for things like upcoming assignment deadlines or maybe missing assignments, any changes in attendance, or even if a grade drops below a certain point you set.
Oh, wow.
This proactive setup can honestly save so much last-minute stress and scrambling. It's like a one-time investment for ongoing peace of mind.
That sounds incredibly helpful for preventing those, unwelcome surprises. But for a parent who's already juggling a million things, how do we make sure setting those notifications doesn't just feel like another task, another thing on the list, but actually a genuine time saver?
That's a really insightful question. And it gets to the heart of what our sources emphasize. It's precisely because parents are so busy that this tool becomes essential, not just another thing. Think of it like automating your peace of mind. Just a little bit. That one-time setup of notifications acts kind of like your personal assistant, flagging only what you need to know when you need to know it. So it's not really about adding to your workload. It's about front-loading a tiny bit of effort to drastically reduce that reactive stress later on, catching things early.
Makes sense.
And this aligns perfectly with the FCS strategic plan's focus on transparency and empowering families with manageable tools that actually support student growth without, overwhelming them.
That makes perfect sense. And here's a tip from our sources that really resonated with me. Designate a specific, consistent time once a week. Sunday evening is often suggested, but whatever works. Just a quick, focused 10-minute check-in.
Just 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about some deep dive into every single detail every week, just a rapid glance. Catch up on assignments, quickly review attendance, read any urgent school messages. It's pretty remarkable how such a small, consistent habit, as the sources put it, reduces surprises and keeps weeks calmer.
It creates that rhythm.
Totally. Imagine catching a missing assignment on Sunday instead of discovering it Friday night.
Oh, yeah, the panic.
Right. Leaving you both scrambling and stressed out. So maybe take a moment now to think, where might a 10-minute weekly parent portal check-in fit into your family's routine? And what might be the biggest payoff for you in terms of reducing stress and just keeping everyone on track? That proactive habit with the parent portal really does set the stage for a calmer week. And speaking of understanding where your child stands, let's smoothly move into another crucial aspect. It might sound a bit technical at first, but it offers invaluable insights into their learning journey. We're talking about universal screening,
Right.
specifically the iReady diagnostics for reading and math, which are used throughout Forsyth County. The process itself is quite clear, right?
Yes, pretty straightforward.
Every student from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade participates 3 times a year. Once in the fall, that sets a baseline, again in the winter to check progress, and then finally in the spring to see the growth over the whole year.
Consistent data points.
Exactly.
Now, what's really, really important for families to understand here is the purpose. These are not high-stakes tests. That's a key distinction to make.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, their design is diagnostic. It's meant to quickly identify where a student might need some additional support, or conversely, where they might be ready for more advanced, maybe enrichment opportunities.
So it guides the teaching.
Precisely. It's like a doctor taking your vitals. It's not a pass-fail exam, it's a snapshot to guide care, or in this case, instruction. So the most powerful takeaway for families, really, is to shift focus. Move away from getting fixated on a single, isolated score. And instead, look at your child's growth over time.
The trend.
Exactly. As our sources highlight, look at the progress your child makes from fall to winter to spring. That trajectory, that progress, tells a much richer, more meaningful story about their learning than any one number can.
That's a great distinction. It really shifts your whole perspective, doesn't it? Instead of maybe worrying about a single score, imagine the relief of seeing that upward trend over the year.
Absolutely.
It sounds like it could really change the conversations you have with your child about their learning too. So what are some of the common misconceptions parents might have about these iReady reports? And how can they best interpret them?
That's a fantastic question. Yeah, misconceptions do happen. One common one is that a lower score automatically means a child is behind or worse feeling.
Right.
When in reality, it often just means they need targeted support in a specific skill area, which the test actually helps pinpoint. Teachers use this data to tailor instruction, maybe form small groups, select the right resources.
So it's actually a tool for helping them.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if you have questions about your child's iReady report, and it's normal to have questions, the absolute best first step is to reach out, contact their teacher or the grade level counselor. They are the experts who can really translate those numbers into actionable insights for your specific child and explain what support or enrichment is being provided based on that data. And this connects directly to Forsyth's AIM goal number 2, which is all about making sure every student gets timely, data-driven support so they're truly ready for the next grade level. It's about personalized learning.
So, as you reflect on this, think about how viewing your child's iReady results through that lens of growth, rather than just a single score. How might that transform your understanding and maybe even the conversations you have about their academic journey? Moving on, middle school is just such a time of profound change, not just academically, but personally too.
Huge changes.
And with that comes evolving expectations, particularly that growing need for independence. Our sources point to 7th grade as a really critical time for students to begin, as they say, learning to thrive with balance and ownership.
Yes, 7th grade is pivotal.
It's where they really start to find their own footing, it seems.
And families play an incredibly important role here, though sometimes it can feel challenging, right? Knowing how much to step back.
Definitely.
But you can significantly support this by encouraging students to take increasing responsibility for their daily routines. Now, this isn't about micromanaging them. It's more about guiding them, helping them set regular times for homework, ensuring they get enough sleep, which is absolutely crucial.
So important at that age.
Hugely important for their developing brains and bodies, and finding that healthy balance between academics, activities, and just healthy downtime. And here's something that's often overlooked, but it's so powerfully effective: the power of modeling.
Yeah.
Parents demonstrating balance and responsibility in their own routines teaches by example, because as the sources wisely remind us, kids are watching closely.
They really are.
They pick up on our habits, the good and the bad.
That's so true. And it's also incredibly important, I think, to foster a healthy mindset around challenges.
Absolutely critical.
We need to normalize asking for help. Make it clear that seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Yes, not weakness at all.
And remind students that resilience, effort, the learning process itself, those are just as important as the final results. This helps build their confidence to tackle difficult tasks and encourages them to truly embrace the learning journey, with all its inevitable bumps. I was fascinated by one little story in the materials about a seventh grader. I think her name was Maya.
Yes, I remember that one.
She initially struggled to remember her planner, so her parents started with just a simple planner check-in after dinner, slowly handing over the responsibility until Maya was doing it herself.
A small victory, but huge.
Yeah, exactly. A small victory, but such a powerful step towards that ownership and independence we're talking about.
That's a perfect example. And we connect this to the bigger picture. This kind of holistic support aligns directly with the FCS learner profile, which aims for students to become, resilient problem solvers, effective decision makers, and balanced individuals ready to take on challenges.
Right.
It's about building those foundational life skills that extend far beyond just the classroom walls.
So as you look at your middle schooler, what's maybe one small step you could take this week to empower them to own a new daily habit, to truly embrace that learning process, bumps and all? Now, as students progress into 8th grade, the focus shifts again, doesn't it?
It does.
Preparing them for high school. They really begin to take on more significant leadership roles, model behavior for younger students, and start preparing themselves for that big leap.
It's a crucial transitional phase.
Yeah, where their character really starts to kind of solidify.
And what's compelling here is how families can intentionally support this development of strong character. It doesn't just happen.
Right, you have to nurture it.
Exactly. It involves actively encouraging honesty, perseverance, integrity. And when challenges inevitably arise, and they will, as students encounter more complex social and academic situations, helping them push through with responsibility and strong character. This isn't just about getting the right answer on a test. It's about building moral fortitude, developing problem-solving skills under pressure. And for high school preparation, thinking about practical steps. Encourage students to set realistic goals, maybe strengthen their study habits, and really start thinking ahead about their high school journey. What courses interest them? What activities might they pursue? How are their current choices building towards that future?
That's really about guiding them to envision their future, isn't it?
Yes, helping them see the connection.
And this stage ties directly into Forsyth County's strategic priorities, which emphasize crucial student success skills like communication, collaboration, and of course, leadership.
Key skills.
These aren't just buzzwords. They're the traits that truly set them up for success, not just in high school, but whatever path they choose beyond. What's an example maybe of a challenge you've seen students face in 8th grade that really helped them build this kind of character?
Oh, that's a great question. Often it's things like navigating team projects where maybe not everyone is pulling their weight.
Yes. Group work challenges.
Classic.
Yeah.
Or maybe dealing with a difficult peer relationship instead of the parent jumping in immediately to fix it, which is often the instinct.
Right.
Guiding the student to reflect on their role in the situation, to communicate assertively but respectfully, or maybe to persevere in advocating for a fair solution. Those are the moments where integrity and leadership are truly forged. It's about letting them wrestle with the discomfort, with your support nearby, so they emerge stronger.
That's such an important distinction. Support, not solve. That's hard for parents sometimes.
Very hard.
So, how might you encourage that blend of character development and foresight in the young, emerging leaders in your life, guiding them to connect their daily choices with their future aspirations? Finally, let's talk about something just incredibly fundamental. It underpins all of these areas we've discussed. The critical role of attendance and engagement.
Absolutely foundational.
Our sources are very clear on this. Consistent attendance is one of the strongest predictors of success, period.
And this raises an important point. Consistent presence just matters immensely, day in, day out. In Forsyth County, absences are excused for specific, valid reasons, of course. But families must submit a note within 5 school days. It's a key administrative detail to remember. Keep track of that.
Okay, 5 days. Good to know.
From a practical family standpoint, you can take action by building strong home routines. We talked about routines earlier, but they're key here too. This includes consistent bedtimes. Having clear morning checklists, maybe posted on the fridge to ensure everything is packed and ready to go. Backpack, lunch, homework.
And whenever possible, really trying to limit those late check-ins or early checkouts. Every minute in the classroom is an opportunity for learning, for connecting with peers, and just for feeling like an integral part of the school community.
That's a really good point about the broader impact beyond just the academics. It is about continuity, about feeling connected.
Definitely.
The sources really reinforce the impact here. Small changes in routine can make a big difference in keeping learning on track. It's about establishing those consistent patterns that support uninterrupted learning,
Hmm.
which means less catching up, less anxiety, and just a stronger sense of belonging for the student.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture again, consistent attendance links directly back to AIM goal number 1, which focuses on ensuring equitable access to instruction and minimizing learning gaps for every single student.
Being physically present in the classroom is the first, most crucial step to accessing that instruction and preventing those gaps from forming or widening. It's foundational.
So, as you reflect on your family's daily rhythm, your morning routines, your evening routines, what's maybe one small, consistent habit you might adjust in your household? Something to better support a student's daily presence and engagement at school, understanding its really profound impact. And just like that, wow, we've covered a surprising amount of ground in this deep
We
dive.
really have.
We started with the incredible power of the parent portal as your family's proactive source of truth. Moved on to the insights gained from universal screening, how that guides personalized learning.
Hmm.
Explored the journey of building independence and balance in those crucial middle years. Touched upon developing leadership and integrity as students get ready for high school.
Important steps.
And finally, highlighted the foundational importance of consistent attendance for, well, all aspects of success.
Indeed. And it all kind of comes together nicely in what the sources describe as the Lambert vertical vision. Students connecting, belonging, and building confidence in 6th grade. Then thriving with balance and ownership in 7th grade. And finally, growing as leaders with integrity in 8th grade.
That's a great progression.
It is. And by actively supporting your students in these ways, families are really helping to fulfill that Forsyth County learner profile and the strategic plan. You're truly shaping children into what we aspire for them to be. Critical thinkers, collaborators, communicators, creators, contributors, and active citizens. It's a holistic, really intentional approach to developing well-rounded young people. So maybe to leave you with a thought-provoking question for further consideration. Beyond just the academic context we've discussed, how might these principles like fostering independence, promoting integrity, or valuing consistent engagement apply to other aspects of a young person's development? Maybe in their hobbies, their social lives, or even perhaps to your own approach to personal growth and setting goals.
What a fantastic way to frame it, taking these insights beyond just the classroom walls. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. And thank you, the listener, for your continued partnership in building that strong foundation for student success, not just for middle school, but for a bright and thriving future